What's going on, Buffs Nation? Happy to celebrate 100 videos with you. This is my 100th video from the David Talks Buffs channel, and we're just getting started. I mean, we're going to be able to enjoy this football season together. I'm happy to share it with you, and I mean, let's see where it goes from here. I did get a couple mailbag questions in one of the videos that I posted yesterday, and I decided, why don't I just break up those questions into separate videos? That way I can answer at more of a detailed level instead of posting a 20-minute video. No one wants to watch a 20-minute video. So let's go ahead and dive in. My friend Alex asked this question here. It's more of a hypothetical. If Coach Prime were to only win one game this year, how long of a leash does he have? And to answer it plainly, and then I'll break it down, he has an incredibly long leash, probably no leash at all, because he's been the best investment CU has ever made in the history of their institution. I'm just going to say that right there, and I'll link to a video from Joe Papliano, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, breaking down more of the numbers and comparing it to, look at what Nick Saban has meant to Alabama and look at what Coach Prime has already done for Colorado. I mean, they're some of the best investments you can make in terms of just talent to an organization. So I think he has an incredibly long leash that, I mean, he can do whatever he wants. This program is comfortable and okay with his brand being bigger than CU's institution themselves. And I think that's a great way to approach this, and we're okay with him doing things in whatever style that he wants to do, because he is putting CU on a national platform that we've never seen. Like, this type of discussion, to see CU in the national media on a weekly basis, it is just, I mean, it's mind-blowing, especially after a 1-11 year. But to answer your question, if he goes 1-11, I think the odds of that are pretty much zero. You need some crazy injuries to happen, like week one, for that to happen. But, I mean, this is a fan base that hasn't seen a bowl game win since before YouTube existed. Where you're watching this video, YouTube did not exist the last time CU won a football game. And I think this is kind of funny, because I think a lot of Buffs fans have probably tempered expectations because, again, we're kind of used to having fast starts. Just a few years ago, start out 5-0 and then lose 7 straight. We're kind of used to some of these things. I think some of us are also jaded by the Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson thing, where we just want to enjoy competitive football again. And we're definitely going to be competitive. I think Coach Prime, it's definitely evident that he has higher expectations than the fan base and the institution does. And I think that's really cool and really unique. And I think a lot of Buffs fans or alumni would be okay getting that first bowl game win. Like, that would be an amazing year if we could win a bowl game this year. And that's really what I want. And anything on top of that, I mean, that's going to be gravy. Anything on top of 5-6 games, like 6 games that makes you bowl eligible, that is gravy. That's incredible. But I think, hypothetically, to come back with another hypothetical for you, Alex, is if you take last year's 2022 team that went 1-11 and just replace the coaching staff and replace the quarterback with Shedeur Sanders, they win more than one game, absolutely. Because Shedeur Sanders is a fantastic quarterback, extremely talented, cerebral. He's what you want at the quarterback position, the most important position in sports. And I think those changes alone win you more games with that terrible roster last year. And regardless of what you think about the recruits and transfers coming in, you can't help but notice, okay, maybe they weren't the most productive at their last school, but the bar has been raised. Like, the overall athleticism, the ability of the athlete that Prime is bringing in here is significantly higher than where this team has been the last 20 years. And so I definitely think there's going to be more than one game won. And that's what I'm wanting to get into, is that I think that he's already earned himself a contract extension. Now, his buyout after this next year is $10 million. It's 14 this year in the first year. I think he's already earned a contract extension, and I would hope that Rick George and the athletic department realizes that they should be ahead of the game when it comes to making sure that Coach Prime is locked up and comfortable, because, again, you could say this is a results-oriented business and we need to see him prove it at the Power 5 level. Well, I would argue that he's already proving it, because I don't know how you could recruit or anyone else that could recruit from a 1-11 football team the way that he has. I mean, this is one of the most impressive transfer classes in the history of college football, probably the most impressive overall recruiting class in the history of Colorado football, but we have gotten 5 stars this century, just a few. But some people say that we've never gotten a 5-star. That's not true, but it's been like 3. But anyways, I mean, I'm looking at the top 10 paid coaches in the country right now, and I'm looking, okay, who could be recruiting this way with a 1-11 football team? Maybe Nick Saban. I don't even think, maybe Lincoln Riley could, maybe, but not done with the style that Coach Prime has done. That's what makes him extremely unique, is because he's approaching this whole coaching job holistically. He's working the media. He knows how to create buzz, create hype, get people excited about coming here for a rebuild. He's somebody that I feel like genuinely enjoys rebuilds, and I think that's extremely uncommon among college football coaches. And I mean, that type of energy that he brings is infectious and it's unique. And again, he's the only Power 5 coach with the gold jacket, and that isn't replicable by other institutions. And I think you need to pay for that uniqueness. I think Coach Prime's already bringing in the results. I think if they were to go and win a bowl game, I mean, I think you need to reward him for that's literally a miracle from where we were last year. That is working a real miracle, and you need to talk about giving him an extension or a raise to make him one of the highest paid college football coaches in the country, if not the top college football coach in America. And I mean, we can afford it. I mean, Coach Prime's already paying for himself. The spring game, again, just with ticket sales, that's about $500,000. With all the people that I saw at the team store, and concessions and all of that, the season tickets sold out. Spring game on ESPN. There's going to be more donors and donors and donors coming. I mean, we were able to finance most of our athletic budgets, $80 million year after year for the most part. The support is only going to grow throughout this year, and I think he's going to continue to be somebody who always, no matter how much he's paid, there's not really a worth that you can put on what he has done for this university already. It is uncapped. So I know that's probably a little bit of a hot take, but it's hard for me to imagine anybody else doing what he has done in his first 6 months here. So let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. Would really appreciate you considering that if you like my content. And Sco Buffs.